Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a what sold of some postcards I've sold in the past 2 weeks or so. The last video I shared, I talked about how it's been difficult to get into a listing routine and figuring out how I can list more and more each day. I am trying my goal right now, and this seems like such a low bare minimum thing, but my goal right now is to list at least 10 postcards every day. Um, you know, that, like I said, that is the bare minimum. But I am really busy right now with school, and I have an internship at the State Historical Society. So I'm working and going to school, and so it's been a lot to balance. But I feel like for the past 2 weeks or so, I have gotten into a much better routine and am getting better at being more consistent with my listings, which has really helped my sales. So I'm just going to go ahead and start off with some postcards I've sold. This one is a cemetery view in North Carolina. This postcard was fairly common, but this specific view with the flowers on the gravestones, I couldn't find any of them like it, so I listed it for $10, and it sold very quickly. So I probably could have listed it for maybe 15 or 20, I don't know, but I definitely underpriced it considering how quickly it sold. This one I really like. It's a Miami, Florida postcard, and it's an observation tower in the Everglades. I really like it because it's just like all these women in big dresses climbing up these stairs. I just think it's a neat postcard. I believe this is a photoette. Um, this postcard is a real photo. It is students at a football game in Oberlin, Ohio, at Oberlin College from 1913. I had this listed for 1997, but I took an offer. I think the offer was almost half off on it, so this postcard sold for 10. This postcard is a lake view from Lake Sunapee in Newberry, New Hampshire from 1944. I had this listed for $16.97, and I think I took an offer for 13 on this. I think it was maybe 12 or 13. This postcard is of a train in St. Charles, Missouri, and it sold for $14.97. This is a real photo postcard of Chicagoan Lake in Iron River, Michigan. This one I had bought at the June, whatever the June postcard show was. So what was June? Either the uh, Eagan, yeah, I think it was the Eagan, Minnesota postcard show. I probably bought it for $1, and I sold it for $19.97. This postcard is of the Berger School for Autism in Inkster, Michigan. It's a a school for autistic children from the 1910s, and the buyer who bought this actually messaged me. I also sold this one on an offer, I think closer to $20, but the buyer had messaged me saying that um, he lives in Inkster, and that um, if this postcard, like the date of the 1910s, that this is probably one of the first schools specifically for children with autism. So that is super neat. But yes, I sold that one for I think 20. This is a real photo, or not a real photo. This is a multi-view postcard from Madison, Kansas, and it is of the Opera House and a high school building. And I sold this one for full asking price of 30. This one I got also at the Eagan, Minnesota postcard show, or honestly, they all get mixed up in my head. I don't even remember anymore. But in one of the postcard shows I went to, it is a crab fest at Colonial Beach, Virginia, on the pier, and it's sold for $40. These Colonial Beach, Virginia postcards, I have like 3 or 4 of them, and they have sold for pretty decent money. So definitely be on the lookout for. I think it's honestly just like the older, like the early 1900s ones that sell better, but um, I've had pretty good luck with them. This postcard is in horrible condition, as you can tell. I mean, it is just like been beat up. Um, it is just in horrible condition. But it is a train on the Copper River Railroad in Alaska circa 1940, and I sold this one for $30 within like not even 2 hours. So I definitely probably could have listed it for more, but I just didn't have the heart to, because this postcard is just, it looks horrible. So I just didn't want to do that. But I thought this was really interesting because it says like the stamp of from the collection of, um, which is interesting. But yes, I sold that one for 30. This postcard I sold for 15. It's a street scene from Galesburg, Michigan, of a Union 76 gas station. And I want to say this is like, honestly, I'm not good with identifying cars and how old the cars are, but maybe this is from like the 80s. I don't know. I have no idea. But definitely not like a super old postcard. Um but yes, so that one sold for 15. This is an international postcard of somewhere in England, Camborne. This one's a super old one. Because I didn't scan it. It was a photo. So this is probably one of the first postcards I listed. But this one sold full asking price for 17. This is a pennant flag greetings postcard from New Boston, Michigan, that sold for 15. I pretty much always pick up these pennant flag greetings cards, as long as they're like $1 or less, and they tend to do pretty good. This is a view of Springfield Camp on Grand Lake in Alpena, Michigan, that sold for $24.97. I bought a ton of these Grand Lake views at, I believe, a postcard show, and I've probably had like 6 or 7 of them, and they've all been selling. Pretty much the same buyer. Again, this is another Grand Lake in Alpena, Michigan, from the 1940s. And it's just fish that have been caught. This is a coal mine in Lexington, Missouri, that sold for 35. This is a real photo postcard of a fireplace in, I'm guessing it was probably a cabin called Fall Hall Glen in Wisconsin, and it sold for $7.97. This is a bird's eye view, real photo postcard of Lynxville, Wisconsin, and that sold for $14.97. And lastly, this is a bakery in Mio, Michigan, and I had this listed for $100, but with offers on, and it ended up selling. I got an offer, I think, for like 60. So I went ahead and accepted the offer. I probably could have waited and had it sell closer to that full $100 asking price. Mio, Michigan is definitely a bolo. Um, Looking at comps from there, some of those older like street scenes sell for like over $100. So definitely be on the lookout. But anyway, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Bye.